Hello everyone, my name is TurboTony19 and welcome back to the Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars Let's Play. I'm doing a couple of episodes there. I've been a little bit lax with the Let's Play, I must admit, most recently. And when I came back into doing the recording today, this is what I was greeted with. So normally the game gives you like an amount of what you've completed, right? Apparently we're on 49,214% completed in 0 time. Something's obviously a little bit wrong with that. I don't know what's going on there, but it did load us back up where we were. We were just finished talking to Nico. We've got the lead. If we can go talk back here, we've got a lead about the clown's nose and stuff like that. So we're going to go check that out. That's what we're going to go do today. We've got a few areas that we can go to. We've got Rougerie, which is where we are. We can go to the police station, which might be interesting to go to. We go back to the cafe, and we go to La Risée du Monde, which is the place where the lead sets us to. First of all, though, we're going to go to the police just to explore a little bit there. There's not much you could do here, but you could talk to Moo. You could have a look around. You can use the phones to call people. But this is not really much of puzzle stuff that you can really get done here. But let's talk to Moo anyway. See what he has to say for himself.
Excuse me.
Not so fast. I'd like your personal details, please.
Huh? What for?
In the event of an accident, it would help us to know where to send the body.
Okay, that's a bit odd. I thought this is Moo, but I'm guessing it's not actually. He looks different. Let's have a look. Let's ask what if Rosso's in.
Look, is this really necessary? I came in here to talk to Russo.
Why did you not say? He's not here.
But
Do you wish to leave a message for him? I have a choice of blue or black pen. I'd recommend the blue for a less formal communication.
I'd prefer to talk to him in person.
As you wish, monsieur.
Okay, and now we can ask about Moo, because I thought he was Moo when we first came in.
Is Sergeant Moo available?
What? You want to speak to him?
Yes, please.
I cannot recall the last time someone asked to speak to Moo. No one ever speaks to him. Not even his kids. Eh bien. He's not here, monsieur. He is with Inspector Russo, like Laurel and Keaton. No, monsieur?
Hardy. Oliver Norville Hardy.
Yeah, so they're not in. They're obviously going off doing police things, as you would imagine. They are here sometimes. I mean, this is actually Rosso's desk here. He's pretty close to the entrance, if you think about it. But let's ask him about the things that we have on us.
Have you any idea what this tool is used for?
Oui, monsieur. It is a dipstick.
Pretty sure it's not.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur, I do not. I have no memory for faces.
I found this red nose near the Café de la Chandelle Verte.
A clown's nose?
That's right. The guy who wore this is a savage killer.
If you say so, monsieur.
And yeah, let's ask him about our soggy tissue, because, you know, we have to do that. We have to ask everyone about a soggy tissue. That is the rules of the Let's Play.
I found this tissue.
Aye? What the hell is that?
It's evidence.
Evidence of what? Mayonnaise smuggling?
The sticky stuff is grease paint.
Ah. And that is supposed to make me happy, is it? I suggest you think long and hard about what you are doing with your life, monsieur.
Thanks for your help, officer.
I do like the responses that you get just for asking, especially the you know, the tissue is what you get the main response for. But we want to go to La Risée du Monde, so let's go there. And this is just a shop. It's not a place. You go straight to the shop, which is the lead we got before. Before we talk to the guy, let's have a quick look around. A few things to interact with here in this shop. Okay. That's quite scary just because the audio quality.
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, right? Because this seems to be like a costume shop, right? Which kind of goes into what we were talking about earlier on about costume killers. I'm sure that'll come up. But yeah, this is just a bit random put here and everything along those lines. But whenever I go into I live pretty close to a city, you find like shops like these like spring up all of the time, and they're like hobby shops. You know, that the person there, it's all about what they really love and they want to ply that trade. But it's a real shame that a lot of these shops just don't last nowadays. You know, for every shop that I see gets put up because that owner really wants to say, you know, that they always wanted to have a shop where they could sell something they loved Often it just goes back on them. It's kind of sad if you look at it this way. But let's talk to the guy anyway.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Okay, yeah. First of all, I was going to defend this guy and be like, as a kid, you do dress up like stuff. My daughter dresses up as different princesses, or even she dressed up like Spider-Man once, for her birthday, no less. But then, no, I as a kid, I never went and wore lingerie. I think that's a bit of a step too far. Maybe a little bit of an indication of what this guy does in his spare time. But we're not going to press that here today. We're going to ask him if he knows about Plantard and obviously the costume killer. Let's ask him about Plantard first.
Have you heard of a man named Plantard?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Okay, so that's pretty simple. Let's ask him about the costume killer.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then, I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
He says there's too many. So obviously he must get some sort of business, or he's trying to hide it from us. But he doesn't seem that type of guy. He just seems like, he's just doing his thing, So let's ask him about the gear that we have. We do have a picture of the costume killer. Let's ask him about that.
Do you recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Grease paint, funny enough. Let's ask him about that then.
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
Ugh.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
2 cans. Now that's starting to wind it down. We can ask him again about the, the picture.
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning. That is the man to whom I sold the grease paint. I remember the scar on his face. He chose 2 costumes, Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Khan! Yeah, George is very happy, by the way. So we know the name of the costume killer. His name is Khan. Okay, we're getting closer now. Let's ask him about the other stuff before we finish.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
When Red Nose Day comes around, I'm exactly the same way. I just don't know why. I just got a thing about, I don't even like people touching my nose. It's weird. I don't want to get into that.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
Okay, I think we got some good information
Thanks
from
for
him.
your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Ouch. Just thinking of that is a bit sore. But yeah, he pranked us there. So you got the last laugh on us. I've got no problem with that. But we updated our journal. It says, the guy in Nico's photograph, he bought some grease paint from the costume shop and rented 2 costumes. Seamus the Pixie and Bozo the Clown. Apparently called himself Khan. I'm on his trail. Seems like we should go back and talk to Nico about that. Maybe she can give us a few more clues on what we should do. So let's go back to Rougerie.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so now we can talk to her about all this other stuff here at the bottom. Let's talk to her about the picture, because now we know his name.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Oh, okay. He's not going to admit that. Apparently, maybe I haven't done as much as I thought I should. So,
The
okay. So
guy
that's
at the
the
novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture.
That sounds like my wife. There's not very much here we could talk to her about. May as well go through the rest
I
of it.
showed you the red nose, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Why don't you put it on, Josh?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, you might have had a cold.
Yeah, that's always what I'm worried about.
I have to go.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Alright, so, yeah, she's not the one we need to go to. I think I remember where we need to go to. We go back to the police station and go on the phone. Oh, look, Moo and Rosso are here. So before we're going to talk to them, we're going to go onto the phone. Because there's another guy we haven't spoken to in a while, and that's Todrick. And now we have a name to ask him who we did the suits for. Let's see if he's gonna tell us anything new.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Okay, but now we can talk to him about Khan.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan. He bought a suit from you, remember?
Mr. Khan. Yes, I remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Ah, so now we've actually got him. So we can continue here. He says, gave that tailor Todrick another call. He finally admitted to knowing something. Confirmed that the guy who bought the suit was called Khan. Apparently he's staying at the Hotel Ubu. I'm getting closer. Normally here I wouldn't talk to Moo and Rosso, but I'm going to now just because, you know, we came here before and they went here. See if they've got anything to say that's different.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
Okay, so we can talk. Pressing this will say, oh, we're going to talk to Rosso. We don't want to do that yet. We're going to talk to Moo a little bit.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his right cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Okay, so, you know, we're just going to give that. Maybe we can prank Moo. Do you guys think we can prank Moo? Let's give it a go.
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Yeah, we could be bribing him. You will find that we do try a lot of people with this hand buzzer, and they're just not game for it. They're not suckers like we were, you know, the first time doing it. So,
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
we'll ask him about the nose as well.
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Russo.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
You know, they're just kind of brushing off George here, and, you know, they think he's probably a little bit nosy or anything along those lines. But, I mean, the guy's giving you stuff he's found and saying, you know, you may as well just, like, take it. I don't know how they go along those lines, but still. Like, he's still a witness. You'd still take what he says somewhat seriously, surely.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur.
It's the guy who bombed the cafe. The clown.
This man looks nothing like a clown.
He's taken off his grease paint and costume.
Then there is nothing to link this man with the killing.
Nothing? Look at those murderous eyes.
Hardly likely to get him convicted.
I like the way he's just like, oh, he's got nothing to connect to him. It's like, oh, but he couldn't have... When you've got clown stuff on, you just can't take it off. You know, that's his alibi. It's just, what? That just makes no sense to me.
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
Yeah, just so, like, non-responsive to anything we're saying. Maybe Rosso will treat us a little bit differently.
Is Russo here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah, let's go and speak to Rosso.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Doctor, my mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you've called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
But
I have been taken off the case.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Okay, so he's actually been removed from the case. It's been closed. So they think it's just a done deal. Which is odd, considering the fact that it was technically, you could treat that as a terrorist bombing. Like, a place got blown up, for Christ's sake. You know, that would be all over the news. It would be a big thing. But this has been slightly dealt with. Do you think this has got something to do with the conspiracy that's going on, especially revolving around Khan? You know, maybe we're dealing with people a little bit over the top of our heads here. One of the things that Rosso did say there, which kind of resonated with me, is that you talk about, oh, you need to flex your mind muscles every day. And that's one of the things that, man, I have to agree with him, man, because as I get older, if I don't do that much of my day and I get into a routine, I just feel like I'm getting dumber. I know it's really weird, but I feel like I'm just slipping a little bit. I'm not as fast as I used to be. So, yeah, I can see where he's coming from there. Let's ask him what he knows anyway. Let's talk about Khan.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the crown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
Okay, let's talk about Plantard.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Already knew who he was, okay.
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantard.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Okay, and he won't tell us any more, but at least he's kind of referencing the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's the usual thing with you know, the police that, you know, cases get swapped backwards and forwards and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe it is out of his hands. He doesn't know anything more. He can't really dawdle on it any further. You know, he just has to continue his work.
So long, Inspector.
Okay, and yeah, we've got nothing else to talk to about Moo either.
See you later, Sergeant.
Okay. Nico was right. The police are ignoring these murders. Inspector Russo refused to even discuss the incident and said that he'd been taken off the case. It's beginning to look like a cover-up. It is indeed. I mean, a lot of you might be going, oh, well, you know, it's a bombing, like I was saying. Well, there's a reason why it's been, you know, it's been just swept under the rug, I think is probably the best word for it. But we've got the lead from Todrick in the Hotel Ubu. That's our next stop. Hotel Ubu being down here. Okay, now we're at the outside of the Hotel Ubu. That's probably going to be the end of this episode, a little bit of a short one, and the next one will be exploring Hotel Ubu and meeting some interesting characters like we can see here. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you guys to see you next time. So, bye-bye. Oh dear, so much innuendo going on here.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian.